Ghostbusters meeting. We're starting right on time. My first task is to remind everyone to please make sure that your cell phone is put into a silent mode so we're not disturbed. Second of all, we have a guest.
Two guests.
And since I have limited short-term memory, I would appreciate it if the president would make sure that I'm supplied with a card with the names on it, because I don't remember anyone's name. Our first guest in the corner over there, would you please stand and tell us in one or two sentences where you live, what brings you, where you live, where you work, what brings you here?
Sure. Hi, my name is Nicolette. I work in Burlington. It's like a 10-minute drive from here. I live in Malden, and I'm here because I'm hoping to improve public speaking skills, so yeah.
Welcome.
Welcome.
Did I spell your name correctly, Nicolette?
There's one more L, but it's
One
not
more
a big
L.
deal.
Got it.
Thanks.
Thanks.
All right, now who's next?
Tom?
That'd be me. I'm Tom. I live in Winchester, work for a medical device startup, and have been pushed by my boss to improve my public speaking, especially over the telephone when I can't see my audience. So that's why I'm here.
Glad you're here.
And could you introduce yourself, please?
Okay. Hi, good morning, everybody. My name is Alicia.
Alicia.
Yes.
And your last name?
Pardon me?
And your last
Oh,
name?
last name is J-I-A. J. Yeah.
J-I-A?
J-I-A. Yes.
Alicia, A-L?
A-L-I-C-I-A.
And where do you live?
Oh, I live in Lexington. Lexington.
In Lexington?
Yes.
Okay.
So-
Welcome.
Yeah,
Glad
thanks.
you're here.
Thank you.
Now it is my pleasure to introduce our esteemed Toastmaster, Bob Avalone. Give Bob a big hand.
Thank you, Peter. My theme this week is forgiveness, and I got the idea partly from watching the movie 42, which is the story of Jackie Robinson's first years at breaking the Calvary in the Major League Baseball. And at one point, he was tormented pretty badly by some of the white players and fans. At one point he said, at least the character that played him in the movie said, they don't know what they're doing, they just don't know any better. Now, if he can forgive those kind of people, I can certainly forgive the people in my life that have caused me pain. Starting back, I think some of you may remember an earlier speech I gave about the fact that I was bullied a lot as a child. Forgiving those boys, not knowing any better. And during my work years, there were many people that caused me pain, and some of them paid for it in their careers, not necessarily. Their careers didn't go well after that at the company. So I'm forgiving all those people. Can you forgive somebody that never asked for forgiveness? I think so. There's another half of that is, can I give forgiveness to the people that I've caused pain to? And I know at points in my life I was very angry and sometimes I would lash out people that didn't really deserve it. Maybe I was impatient about something they said or did, but they didn't deserve the way I treated them. But if I could go back, I'm sorry, now I would. Now, and a couple of other points about forgiveness. Sometimes I do get people who will ask me for forgiveness. I'll get an email saying I'm sorry about that incident or a person. I may be still angry about the incident. I've got to always accept the apology. People, it's very hard to apologize, so anyone that does that deserves a lot of credit. Well, let's go on with the meeting. I got some excellent quotes from people on the subject, which we'll talk about later. But the next item on the agenda is the grammarian, who is...
The next is the timer.
Okay, I'm sorry. Well, the timer since we have a lot of new members, could the timer explain how the time cards work?
Sure, depending on your allotted time, and I'll just use the speakers as an example, if they have a 5 to 7 minute speech, the green light goes up at 5 minutes, the yellow light at 6 minutes, and the red light at 7 minutes. And then they have a 30-second grace period, but if they go over that 30-second grace period, no matter where they are in their presentation, they just have to stop and sit down. And if you have a longer speech, it's the same principle. You know, the 3 minutes before, and the 2 minutes before, and the 1 minute before.
Okay, thank you, Rich. So back to the next item on the agenda is the grammarian who...
The next item is President's message.
I am sorry once again. I'm glad you're there to keep me honest.
Can you forgive him, Rob?
Yes, I'm going to forgive you, Bob.
Yes, ask forgiveness already. The distinguished Rob Kanza is our president.
Thank you, Bob. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
It's good to be here. I'm glad to see your smiling faces. I have a loud voice made louder by this microphone. Is it too loud?
No,
That's all right.
very good.
We want to speak from the heart, and we want to speak authentically. Sometimes apologies are very good to deliver in person. I've estimated that in the last several years we've had about 3 or 4 people come into our community and have had hurt feelings, either because they got an evaluation that they took the wrong way, or it wasn't well explained how Toastmasters works. And as you can see, we ourselves, even though we're on the board, and would board members raise their hands for the sake of the guests? Just take a look around. So the people who have raised their hands are taking time to try to make sure that the club runs smoothly. So we came up with a couple of notes to highlight that. Note number 1. I think this belongs to you. Okay. Note number 1. It's optional and not required that you conform to the theme of the day. So far we've heard the theme of the day is forgiveness. It's not required that your role exude forgiveness or you speak to it. But if you'd like to, you can. Number 2, Toastmasters is here in a very structured way. As you can see, there's an agenda and there's a way of doing things. But at the same time, we want you to come to our club working on whatever you want to work on. So Tom, you mentioned, it was work related. Your boss wanted you to be here. And we've had other members like Jane Trider, same thing. And there's an avenue of sequence called pathways, which we on the board are still learning. In the old days, we had a notebook called the manual, which showed the sequence of the 10 speeches. Now it's all online, and for some of us older people, it's not as much fun as having a book in your hand. So I encourage 2 things. Reach out and be warm and friendly with each other. But if feelings of discomfort or confusion build, approach the board members directly in a private conversation. We want everybody to feel safe and welcome. We have a quick announcement, and that announcement is Robert Eisenberg. Would you raise your hand? Robert, our longtime VP of Education, is going to be performing this Saturday, May 11th at 7:30 p.m. at Temple Isaiah, 55 Lincoln Street here in Lexington, excuse me. It's $10 admission, but here's the thing, double your money back if you don't like it. And you don't have to be Jewish to attend. Mr. Toastmaster.
Thank you, Rob. Before I continue with the agenda, one more point I want to make on forgiveness. There's been cases where I caused somebody pain and I didn't mean to. I felt I did anything wrong, but nevertheless I do apologize for causing you pain, and I'm sorry. Finally, we get on to the next item. I lost my
Next.
Finally, after all,
Please forgive me.
I'm finally going to get to grammarian. The distinguished Harvey Fisher will be the grammarian today. He'll explain the role.
Thank you, Bob. Yeah, I found that nursing a grudge is corrosive, and forgiving liberated me. But my job today as grammarian is to be the counter and look for filler words and general grammar. And the word of the day, and I don't have a black marker, but I'll just read it to you. It's absolve, which is a verb, and to set or to declare someone free from blame, guilt, or responsibility. Using it in a sentence, Harvey was late for Toastmasters, but when he explained why, Rob absolved him. And the noun, of course, is absolution, which has a religious connotation, and that's to be forgiven for sins. So I won't put it up. I hope you all can keep that in. Yeah, okay, Rob says I should put it up. Okay.
Forgive me for telling you what to do. I think just the word is okay.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Forgive me for not being clear.